Welcome to the Mindset Mile podcast, the show that'll leave you empowered to take action towards becoming the turned up version of your already awesome self. I'm your host, Aisha Zaza, and I'm so glad you're here. Let's go. Hey friend, welcome back to the Mindset Mile podcast. I want to talk about 2024. We are almost halfway through December, and I know that everybody is in the middle of the holiday parties and the Christmas shopping and the theme days at school and all the things, okay? But I don't want you to start the new year on defense. Honestly, to me, especially as I get older, I really value being prepared and setting myself up for success. And it doesn't need to take a lot of time to do this, but I want to give you 10 ways to prepare yourself now for 2024 so you can start the year playing offense, okay? So even if you did one of these things a day for the next 10 days, you're still going to be well prepared for the new year and not scrambling, okay? Because that is a surefire way to not progress in your resolutions or your goals or whatever your intentions are for the year. If you're not starting them on offense, there's a really good chance that if you start on defense and after the start of the year and you feel scrambled and unorganized, that your follow through rate will go down. I don't know what the percentage is, but by a lot. So today is all about setting you up for success for 2024. So my first piece of advice to prepare for the new year is do a social media audit. You've heard me say this many times on the podcast. Unfollow accounts that do not spark joy, or if they do not add value, or if they do not add humor to your life, or if they aren't your friend in real life. You guys, you don't need to be following 2,500 accounts on Instagram. That is so overwhelming and exhausting, and you're probably only being shown 10% of those accounts anyways because of Instagram's algorithm. You just don't need to be following people that make you feel bad about yourself, or if you tend to feel like you wish you had more because of what they are doing in their life or what they have or how well they have it together. If you don't feel like you're enough or that you're doing a good enough job, if that's the feeling that you get and you really don't be numb to it because you're just scrolling, like take a second. And when someone comes up in your feed, ask yourself, how does this account make me feel? It doesn't mean that they're doing anything wrong or that they're posting content that they shouldn't, but if it doesn't speak to you anymore and if it doesn't add value, joy, humor to your life, or if they're not someone that you actually care to be in touch with, it's okay to unfollow. Number 2, decide what to let go of. So are there people in your life that are energy vampires? Are you holding on to relationships with manipulative people or narcissists or exes? Who do you keep lurking around? Not you. Who is lurking around you that is draining your energy, that you know you need to cut ties with or draw a line in the sand? Do what you can do to distance yourself from those people. I realize that some of those people are family, okay? And you can't cut them out of your life entirely. But do what you can to set boundaries up so that they are draining less, if not any, of your energy. You need that energy. What habits do you need to stop? Stop talking about what you want to change and start actually doing it. There is no better time, okay, than January, when all of the hustle and bustle has calmed down. You can recenter, refocus. I don't believe that goals need to start on a Monday or on a first of the month, or, I'm all about the best time is right now. But I get it. Like in December, you really are kind of in the middle of the storm, and it's a good storm. There's a lot of really amazing things that go on during the holidays, and it's so fun. I want you to revel in it. Okay. And it's okay if you can't start something new right now. But for the type A people that want a fresh slate, that want to start at the beginning of the year when all of this is behind them, then this is your time to actually do it. The more that you keep saying that you're going to do things that you haven't yet changed, like this year, if it's been an entire year where you're like, I need to do this, or I'm going to start this in the summer, or I'm going to start this in the fall. I'm going to start this when the kids go back to school. Stop with that right now. We're going to start that in 2024. Okay. You need to believe that you can and that you can follow through. And the more that you just take action instead of like keep on talking about the action that you want to take, the more belief you're going to have in yourself that you have the ability to follow through. You absolutely can. Is there clutter in your life that you need to get rid of? Get rid of stuff in your house that doesn't work, or that you don't use, or that you don't love anymore. Physical clutter equals mental clutter. So if you have an issue of feeling bogged down a lot, or if you feel like you can't make small decisions, honestly, it could be because of the clutter in your life. The clutter physically that's in your life and the clutter mentally that is taking up space in your house. So long ago now, Marie Kondo had that show. I can't even think of what the name of that show was. Anyways, if you're not familiar with Marie Kondo, she is like a simplifying and organizing expert. And something that has always stuck with me that I really love that she added like value into my life with is you honor the piece of clothing or the item that you are going to get rid of, hold it for a moment and thank it and honor it for its time in your life and say, thank you for your service. And then you bid it adieu. Okay. I love that because there is the things that have sentimental value in our life, we have a hard time getting rid of, but they don't necessarily need to be in our lives anymore because everything can't have sentimental value. If everything does, then nothing does. Okay. So the things that you actually are not using, if you have not used something in, I would venture to say 6 months, but if it's something that you haven't used or worn in a year, it's probably time to get rid of it. Okay. There are the special occasion things. Of course, those can stay, those staple classic items. But for the most part, get rid of most of the things that you don't like anymore, that don't fit you, or that are just old and you don't wear anymore. Just thank it for its time in your life and let it go. The third, declutter your phone. So I want you to delete apps that you aren't using. Okay, go through your photos and delete duplicates or old screenshots or just photos that you don't need or that you don't want anymore. So this can become time consuming, okay? Because we all know that iPhones can just hold a lifetime's worth of photos now. So maybe from now until the end of the month, you go through just 1 month at the end of the day. So this might take you 10 to 15 minutes. But trust me, you will feel so much lighter and more organized, and it's going to make browsing or searching through your photos such a more enjoyable experience. Or if you even dare to take photos off your phone, put them on a hard drive or back them up onto your computer or the cloud. I mean, honestly, we really don't need 10, 15, 18,000 photos on our phones. It's all of these things take up space in your life, whether you think that they do or not. So 4, do something every day starting in the new year that is going to bring you a sense of calm. Okay. So listen, I know that it's very easy to get ambitious and set an intention for the entire year. But right now, I want you to forget about these year-long commitments. And how about commit to doing something that brings you calm through the month of January? So maybe that's getting to bed 15 minutes before you want to fall asleep and reading a book. Maybe that's committing to getting up 15 minutes earlier so that you can sit and write in your journal every morning or read your book then. Or maybe it's doing a yoga flow or 5 minutes of meditation. Maybe it's a bath. I don't care what you want to do, but pick something and commit to doing it for the month of January. And then, of course, you know how I feel about small, consistent action. Good habits beget good habits. You could then continue on and do this for an entire year, but right now I just want you to focus on picking something you can do and will do the entire month of January. The idea here is that you want to start your mind and your year off calm and in control. My fifth tip is pick a meal prepping system and stick with it. So now is the time to start cleaning out your pantry and stocking your fridge with what I want to encourage you to do is fill it with mostly things that are single ingredient items. What does that mean? Foods that are only or close to the only ingredient that they are. So, for instance, chicken. The ingredient in chicken is chicken. Broccoli, apples, block cheese instead of shredded cheese. Okay, I know that it's the convenient factor of buying shredded cheese is lovely, but have you ever looked at the ingredients on shredded cheese? There's all kinds of stuff in it, and it's to prevent the cheese from sticking together, but you don't need those declustering and emulsifying ingredients. Like those are the things I'm talking about that we want to eliminate in the foods that we eat most of the time. So prep your kitchen and get it ready with single item or close to single item ingredients. Another example is dressings that have whole ingredients. I know that dressings that you buy at the store are not going to be a single ingredient, but Primal Kitchen is a really great option for dressings, that brand Primal Kitchen, because they have ingredients that you would be using at home if you were to make your own dressing, but they have it packaged for you together with single ingredient items that are included. So, and then when it comes to picking a meal prepping system that's easy for you, I want you to be able to do something that you can execute and stick with. Make your goal to be able to make 85 to 90% of your meals at home. Okay. You probably know by now, but I created my 8-week meal prepping guide, Well Prepped, to make your life so simple, okay? And whether it's well prepped or another meal prep item or guide or book, I don't care what it is, but stick with it. But well prepped, really quick, is 8 weeks of recipes where there are 2 recipes per week. You're going to prep once, you cook twice, and those recipes will give you each 3 days of meals. Okay, so whether you want to use those leftovers for lunch or for dinner, I give you ways to also repurpose the leftovers to make them a little bit different, but where you don't need to cook something new every single day. I get it. Like prepping food and thinking of what to eat and coming up with a meal plan and sourcing all the ingredients and getting in a flow, all of that takes so much time. That's why there are curated items and guides and books out there to take the heavy lifting off of your plate. So that is exactly what Well Prepped does. And if you want to get that downloadable guide, you can visit my website at aishazaza.com. That's AISHAZAZA.com, or find any other meal prepping guide or system that works for you. This episode is brought to you by Betterhelp. Sometimes we're faced with a crossroads in life and don't know which path to take. Or maybe you're thinking about a career change or feeling like your relationship needs some TLC. Whatever it is, therapy can help you map out your future and trust yourself to find the way forward. I know it absolutely has for me. If you've had the idea of therapy in the back of your mind, try BetterHelp. It's entirely online. It's designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Plus, BetterHelp is extending 10% off your first month just for Mindset Mile listeners. Visit betterhelp.com, that's BetterHelp.com/Mindset Mile today to get 10% off your first month.
You're up for any challenge that comes your way. The Defender 110 is too. The iconic vehicle has been reimagined for 21st century adventure, and its unparalleled off-road ability, as well as its robust interior, are invaluable whether you're headed towards uncharted territory or just a weekend of exploration. The Defender 110 tackles challenging surroundings with absolute confidence. The SUV conveys strength outside and in, featuring peerless technology like an intuitive drive display and an award-winning infotainment system to keep you connected no matter where the journey takes you. Adventure is unique to everyone, and so is the Defender. Choose from the two-door Defender 90, the four-door Defender 110, or the larger Defender 130 with the ability to seat up to 8 passengers. You'll find uncompromising performance in all three. Pack up and go even further with the Defender 110. Learn more at landroverusa.com/Defender.
One of my favorite high-protein snacks is Greek yogurt, and to it, I'll add some berries and granola. But I'm super picky about my granola because most of them are made with tons of sugar and inflammatory oils, which is why I use Wildway granola. It's made from 100% real ingredients with no added sugars, preservatives, seed oils, or flavorings. Just wholesome blend of nuts, seeds, dried fruit, and spices. And they have such amazing flavors like coconut cashew, banana nut, apple cinnamon, dark chocolate sea salt, peach pecan, and vanilla bean espresso. They're all delicious. You've got to get your hands on some. Right now, save 20% off your first order with the code MindsetMile by visiting wildwayoflife.com. That's wildwayoflife.com using code MindsetMile to receive 20% off your first order. You know I'm all about small habits that make a big difference, which is why I never skip a day of taking my Ritual Essential for Women 18 and Up multivitamin. I was looking into some info on the efficacy of this particular vitamin, and after a university-led study, it showed it increased vitamin D levels by 43% and omega-3 DHA levels by 41% in women in just 12 weeks. That's huge. I personally love that Ritual's Essential for Women 18 and Up is one of the few women's multivitamins that's USP verified, meaning what's on the label is exactly what's in the formula. So if you've been sleeping on getting a multivitamin, this is your sign to finally get one or to switch to Ritual's trusted vitamins. As a Mindset Mile listener, you can receive 30% off your first month's order. Visit ritual.com/Mindset Mile to start Ritual or add Essential for Women 18 and Up to your subscription today. 6, starting in the new year, if you don't do this already, make a to-do list of only 3 to 4 things per day. Okay. You can do an entire brain dump where all of the things exist on, like, let's call it a cloud. Okay. Like the virtual cloud, but it's not virtual. We want to get it out onto paper. Those things can live somewhere else. But as far as your daily to-do list, they should not be more than 3 to 4 items long. Doing less will do more. I promise you. Okay. So number 7, reflect on this year, 2023, and write down or say out loud 3 things that you're proud of. Okay. It is so easy to look at all of the things you didn't do this year or milestones that you didn't hit. Maybe you had these intentions or goals at the beginning of the year and they didn't happen. It's really easy to look back and say, this year didn't go as planned. I promise you there are things that went as planned or better. Dig deep. What are they? Okay. It is so imperative that you look at the things that you did accomplish and that you are proud of. And from those things, think about how you can build upon them in 2024. So maybe you're proud of a habit that you changed, right? Like a lot of these things are not going to be quantifiable per se. It's not like, okay, I had this goal of deadlifting 200 pounds and now I actually did 190. I didn't hit my goal or I exceeded it and I did 205. What I'm talking about does not need to be quantifiable. What are things, how have you grown as a person that you're really proud of? What are relationships that you've let go of or created boundaries with that you haven't really taken the time to think like, wow, my life has actually improved a lot because I took these measures. What are those things that you're super proud of that you did and how can you build upon them in 2024? Number 8. What is one thing you owe yourself an apology for? Were you hard on yourself for not getting a promotion this year, or for dropping the ball on this big project, or several of your team members walked away from your business, or you didn't do something that you said you were going to do that you've shamed yourself for doing, it's time to say sorry. Apologize to yourself and just sit with it for a moment and let it go. You don't need to dwell on these things anymore. Apologize and move on. Number 9 is get your gratitude journal. So either buy it, or if you have something that you want to use, have it ready by your bed, ready to go. January 1, imagine 365 days of gratitude. Have you ever done that? Have you ever done that in your life? I'm not talking about writing down 3 things at the end of the day. I'm saying, what if you only wrote down one thing every day, okay, that you were grateful for, or that you were so happy that happened that day? That removes so much pressure, okay? I'm not saying that it needs to be 3 things, 5 things, that you need to go through all these journal prompts. What if you just wrote one thing at the end of every single day, and it only took you 10 seconds to write down, but at the end of the year, you had 365 days of gratitude that you actually wrote down? Imagine just how big of an impact that would make on your mental health and your outlook. And just, it would grow your life so much to do that. So get your gratitude journal ready and have it by your bed. Don't be scrambling. Number 10 is buy a book about something or an area that you want to improve upon, or maybe it's something new you want to learn to do. If you're a reader, then great. You probably already have books like in your queue. But if you love reading novels, I want to encourage you that you pick up a personal development book. So there's a quote, and I actually had to look this up because I had no idea who said it, but it's by Charlie Jones. It says, "You will be the same person you are today in 5 years, except for the people you meet and the books you read." Nothing against novels, and there's great books out there that you can zone out and probably read for like an hour before bed. But I really want to encourage you to pick up something that's going to grow yourself as a person, or grow your mindset, or grow your skill set. Let that be the first book that you read in 2024 and start your year off with growth. Okay. So pick that book, get it ordered now, have it by your bedside with your gratitude journal, and let's go. I'm so excited for 2024 with you, my friend. I hope this helped. Tag me on Instagram if this spoke to you, because I love seeing which episodes speak to you guys. You can find me at Aisha Zaza, and also send this to a friend, because we all need these prompts to get ready for next year, okay? Can't wait to see you next week. And until then, make it a great day.